venting, questioning, building community. The angry frog starts now. When you're struggling like my family is, sometimes the only way through is with a little help. The real problem? Actually getting that help. We're forced to jump through hoops that make no sense, rules made in a vacuum, with no understanding of how real people live. The left hand not knowing what the right is doing, so policies get made that, in the process, impede people from getting the help they need rather than facilitating it. Here's what I mean. About a year ago, we moved back to the Deep South to be there for a family member who needed us. Since then, it's been nothing but hurdles. We've been living in a motel room, technically homeless. Now don't get me wrong, we're grateful to have a roof over our heads. We know it could be worse. But without a permanent address, proving residency becomes nearly impossible. Want a driver's license? Prove residency. Want food stamps or Medicaid? Prove residency. Homeless? You're screwed. You don't have a residence. And around it goes. The people who need the help the most cannot get any of it. Charities, on the other hand, used to be easier to turn to. Food banks. Thrift stores. But since COVID, that's changed. Donations are down. Volunteers are scarce. Hours are cut. And frequently, those hours are during the middle of a workday, when those of us who work are working. And shelves are bare. These places can't give what they don't have, and if the community isn't supporting them, they can't support the community. In some ways, I'm lucky. I'm a veteran. There are VA programs meant to help people like me. But the truth? Even they aren't what they used to be. Republicans used to be known for backing the military, for funding the VA and taking care of veterans. Now? They're gutting it. Massive cuts. More red tape. Fewer services. I've spent the last year just trying to get compensated for PTSD. What do I have to show for my service? A 15% discount at a few fast food joints. That's it. As if we could afford fast food, even with the veterans discount. If I want medical care from the VA, though, appointments need to be scheduled months out. I wish I could organize my illnesses and injuries months ahead, it would make things so much easier. We are lucky to have amazing friends, people who've stepped in when we were barely hanging on. Thanks to them, we ate the best we had in weeks. During the hardest times. But not everyone has that kind of support. In the last two places we lived, there were community health centers. Places meant for people like us. But they're overwhelmed. Appointments take months. We couldn't even get prescriptions filled. And these meds aren't optional, they're life-saving. Even our pets aren't immune. We've got a senior dog, and we're already dreading the day her time comes. Because we have no idea how we'll afford to give her a dignified goodbye. Look, I wish this was just some sob story from people too lazy to work. But that's not us. I work hard. I'm injured. Still working, because we can't afford for me not to. And I can't even get in to see an orthopedic surgeon to treat the injury. My wife has an online business of her own. And she spends whatever available time she has doing surveys and other online activities that pay a few pennies here or there, but which sometimes makes the difference for us that week. We're behind on prescriptions. We're often choosing between gas and groceries. And yeah, we're scared. But if this sounds familiar, if you're facing the same impossible maze just to survive, you're not alone. You're not powerless. You're not crazy. You're angry. You're awake. You're one of the frogs. See you in the next one.